Greetings, everybody. Listen, I just stopped by for a little chit chat just to say hello to you guys and ask you to look at this. Listen, that was my knife on the back, and you know what that means. Or if you don't, perhaps you can guess what that means, or you can tell me from your own experience what that is. And now we have this big, beautiful bowl of soup. Listen, my friend, I didn't intend to share your picture with your, bowl of soup that your sweet man made for you. But when I was looking for a picture, it popped up and I could not resist. Listen, right now, I want to get up and to go make myself some soup. It is one of my favorite dishes. Soup, especially when it's cold. Anyway, I'm not just here to talk about soup. I'm here to talk about liars. People, if I meet somebody and they lie to me, it's tantamount to stealing or worse. I dislike a liar. In fact, I'm so afraid of liars. I have had a few encounter with people that they are so skilled, but I find it very scary. A person who tells you these lies without even flinching, in my opinion, is no different from the one who has the ability to take your 3 points. These people are very, very scary. I don't want to dwell on that too much. So if I know that you're a liar, I'm going to avoid you. I don't trust you. I don't want you close to me. I have had some experience with some people who look me straight in the eye, big bold face, liar, scary, scary, scary. And when these ones take away themselves, I feel very blessed because if they don't, I will. People, if you are a liar, try to do better. And if you are dealing with people who are liars, sometimes they lie so much that they themselves don't even know that they're telling a lie. If they were to go on those lie detector, they would beat it. OMG. Anyway, some people have been sending me this video about someone in the UK, talking about getting $30 from family member and it's not enough and they're upset. Listen, at the end of the day, please understand that sometimes when people act out, when you share your very last with people and they show ingratitude, it's not something to get mad about. You should be grateful. I wish in my past, when I would take my last and give to people, they would have shown their ingratitude because I would have been smarter, to be honest with you. Now, if somebody gives me $10, you wouldn't believe how much I celebrate it. I make YouTube videos, and when I see money in my account, I am grateful because I say to myself, well, you put in the work and you receive your reward. When someone says, "Oh, Jenny, I thought of you and I wanted to bless you," I'm over the mountain because I know how hard people have to work for their money. And I truly appreciate it. And oftentimes when I get blessed, I try to find a way to play it forward because I know that in giving, it's an ultimate sacrifice. So these ones, will come out and tell you that it's not enough. Remember, it is in their nature. And these people feel entitled. There are people who feel entitled to other people's things, and people who are entitled to your stuff are often the ones who would never do anything for you. You understand? But please understand that the very ones who would complain about 30 will complain about a million. These ones are like a bottomless well. You can never do enough and you will never get any gratitude from these ones. Okay? So when they're complaining that this money is not enough, it doesn't matter. Those individuals, it would never, ever be enough. So if I was that loved one, that family member of that person who made that remark, truthfully speaking, I would be so grateful and I would use that and I would mark it. I remember being an educator and going to work and I couldn't find $2 to buy a coffee. I swallowed my pride and asked somebody for the $2 because guess what? I'm always giving, always giving, always giving. It's always been my nature to give. So, for example, if I go to Jamaica, I will not leave Jamaica unless I bless somebody. And if I go there to stay for a long term period, I always say to myself, if I'm working, I have to employ someone else to work. I could never go to Jamaica and earn money and not have someone work for me. So, for example, when I go to Jamaica, every time I go to Jamaica, I always get someone to wash for me. It's not that I can't pack my stuff in my suitcase and come and throw it in my machine. It's that I'm thinking while I'm here, someone should be blessed. That's just my nature. And so, when I see how some people behave, how ungrateful some people are, it used to bother me, but not anymore. It is truly a blessing. I have received so much ingratitude in my life, and it used to really hurt me, but not anymore. If truth be told, it doesn't hurt me anymore, because what I think it does is when people show their ingratitude towards you, it really saves you from problems down the road. It makes you look at yourself and say, okay, you know what? The money that I would invest in someone who is ungrateful, I can invest in myself, or I can invest in someone else who at least will pay it forward. It's not every time you help somebody, those ones are going to come back and help you. To be honest, the ones in my life who have been most helpful to me, I've never done anything for them. The people who have blessed me the most often does not receive from me. It's often people that, have never done anything for me. So when we give, we don't necessarily give to get back, but we kind of want to hear thank you. But you have to make up your mind also that you might never hear thank you. And you don't allow that to prevent you from doing what the Most High will ask you to do. Okay. So, yes, I know it's upsetting a lot of people when they hear people in Jamaica speak this way or anywhere else in the world speak this way. It's just, it's people, we just have to accept people for who they are, you know? And yes, when we're giving, I always say, don't give more than you can afford to lose. Don't lend what you can't afford to lose as well. And just know that people are people, and certain people have a particular nature that you can't fix. You can't, pay them to love you. You can't do anything to make them appreciate you. You're just going to have to accept that and appreciate that as you go along in life. My father passed away last year and was buried around, this time last year. And, during that time, I learned so much. I finally made peace with, you know, the way I feel about friends or loved ones or whatever. Because one of the things that I learned from that experience is that if people don't love you, they'll never love you. If they don't appreciate you, they'll never appreciate you. Once he was no longer there, any connection I had with people who, would pretend that I'm so nice and love me so much was gone. It was severed. And if I had not had experiences leading up to that, I would have been so broken. No one calls to say, how are you? No one calls to say, whatever, whatever. But I made peace with that because guess what? I have my family, a little small family that the great God of the universe, Maya, have provided for me, and I am feeling blessed. And then I have other family that are not of my blood relative, and I appreciate them. And I got people who, no matter how busy they get in their life, they always reach out and say, listen, I haven't forgotten you. I love you. Even just sending me a heart, or someone say, hey, I thought of you today and I want to bless you, and I truly appreciate it. So appreciate those who appreciate you. Okay. Extend your love to those who, love you, and stop sharing your love and giving yourself to people who clearly show that they don't want you, don't care for you, or whatever. And when you meet people who are expert at lying. You cannot trust them with your life. They're dangerous. There are some stories. I'd like to do some story time. I might drop one tonight. And these story times, when I look at them now, I can laugh. But there was a time when I used to cry. So just look at some of these things and see if you can find the humor in it and move along. Stay blessed, everyone.